Welcome back. Today, we are looking at the precise mechanics of translating pure athletic dominance into lifelong wealth. When the stadium lights turn off for the last time, many athletes step into a void. For decades, their physical and mental capacity was optimized for a single game. Without it, the daily discipline unravels, leading directly to financial and personal collapse. Michael Jordan took a radically different path. Today, his net worth sits at roughly $3.5 billion. That kind of wealth generation is not a byproduct of residual fame. It relies on a specific, repeatable framework built on 3 pillars: relentless competitiveness, extreme resilience, and disciplined brand management. Building a lasting empire requires you to strip away the physical tools of your past and rely entirely on the psychological discipline to execute a winning business strategy. Take a look at this image of Michael Jordan at the Charlotte Bobcats podium. This moment marks his entry into the high-risk arena of NBA franchise ownership, driven by an almost obsessive need to compete in new fields. As you can see in this display of the franchise's jerseys, Jordan protected the core visual identity of the team. In 2010, he made a $275 million majority investment. Despite early struggles on the court, he held firm on these foundational brand elements. This timeline charts the growth of that initial $275 million investment. He held the asset, refined operations, and waited. By the time he sold in 2023, that valuation skyrocketed to $3 billion, generating roughly 1,000% return. Watch this 23 XI racing car on the track. A competitor of this scale requires a constant search for new arenas. He diversified into luxury markets by co-founding Cincoro Tequila, and then stepped actively into a completely different industry with his NASCAR team. True competitiveness in business means identifying calculated risks, committing the necessary capital, and having the patience to hold those assets until their value multiplies. Extreme resilience is the second variable in this equation. As an executive, Jordan's record was not flawless. The Hornets rarely made the playoffs under his ownership and never secured a series win. But rather than retreating, he absorbs those losses as raw data. From early Olympic critiques to front office stumbles, he consistently uses friction to retool his strategy for the next venture. His management style operates on a strict tension between demanding excellence and empowering his staff. He is intensely hands-on, regularly texting his coaching staff about execution and teamwork, while still giving them the autonomy to do their jobs. He gives his NASCAR team a very specific directive: take the game-winning shot. If you make it, great. If you miss, move on. When he filed a high-stakes antitrust lawsuit in NASCAR, he noted that the outcome in the courtroom was secondary. By forcing structural progress and raising awareness, he considered it a victory regardless of the final verdict. Effective leaders detach their ego from their missteps. They treat every loss as a necessary data point to refine their approach for the next win. Look closely at these iconic red, white, and black sneakers. They represent the third trait: disciplined branding. Jordan treats his name and image as an ultra-exclusive, fiercely protected asset class. This graphic illustrates the immense scale of that exclusivity. In 2022, the Jordan brand generated $5.1 billion in revenue. Notice this smaller section breaking away. Through a 5% royalty contract, Jordan earned roughly $256 million in passive income in a single year. To maintain this premium positioning, he entirely avoids the daily noise of social media. He remains out of the public eye, only emerging to consult on massive, carefully crafted cultural projects like The Last Dance and the film Air. Limiting public access to your personal brand prevents overexposure. By staying scarce, you exponentially increase your market value and cultural gravity over time. Here is a more recent profile of the man himself. This captures his evolution from an apolitical athlete to an active, socially conscious figure. In 2020, he pledged $100 million over 10 years to racial equality organizations, alongside extensive funding for community scholarship programs. These financial commitments demonstrate a complete maturation of his personal values. He shifted his focus away from simply accumulating wealth toward establishing a lasting, positive footprint. A $3.5 billion empire doesn't materialize out of thin air. It is actively built by treating failures as objective data, demanding absolute excellence while forgiving earnest mistakes, and fiercely protecting your core assets. You can apply these exact traits to your own trajectory today. To start building your own lasting impact, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next breakdown.